When you get stronger, losing body fat becomes much easier. Let me run through a few reasons why you want to get stronger and how it will aid in your fat loss. First of all, when you're stronger, you're able to work harder. And quite simply, when you hop onto the cardio machines, it will usually give you a metric of how much output you're doing at the certain time. For me, when I hop on the rower and I start rowing, the screen will tell me how many calories per hour I am burning. For example, I output on average 850 to 900 calories per hour. If I stayed on the rower for 1 hour, that's how many calories I am going to burn. Not everyone can burn the same on average, and it depends on how strong you are. If you hop on the bike, you're more likely to burn more if your legs are stronger. And this is the ultimate goal when it comes to fat loss. A lot of people are searching for that higher calorie burn, that extra energy deficit, so they can tap into their fat stores. Getting stronger allows you to work harder. Additionally, getting stronger will need you to put on more muscle mass. When you have more muscle mass, you will have better nutrient partitioning. What is nutrient partitioning? Calories that you overeat, where are those going to go? Most of the time, calories that are overeaten, so if you've reached your quota for the day, they're most likely to go into your fat stores. But if you have a high amount of muscle mass, that means you have more insulin sensitivity, and that is more likely to go into your muscle glycogen stores. The extra calories you consume, they're going to go into your muscle cells rather than your fat cells. This is why it is so important to increase as much muscle mass as you can through strength training. Think of those muscle cells as a storage unit for extra calories. Muscle ultimately requires more fuel. If you notice in certain sports, it is not ideal to have an extremely muscular physique. Muscles require a large amount of energy to operate. For example, endurance sports, you don't want to have too much muscle mass because that's going to cost too much energy for the body to produce and sustain. You look at the Tour de France athletes, they are usually very lean. Not to say they don't have muscle mass, but they have enough for their sport. Then if you look at track and field athletes where their sport only lasts for about 10 seconds or one maximal effort like shot put, you will see they have a lot more muscle mass. And some of these athletes look quite lean and muscular. I think this is what everyone wants, the lean muscular physique. In a recent 2018 study, they looked at the relationship between muscle mass and metabolic disease. They followed a group for 7 years, and at the end of 7 years, the people with the most amount of muscle mass had the least likely percentage of metabolic disease, such as diabetes. In this study, they regarded muscle mass as an endocrine regulator of metabolism. What it just means is muscle is so important for your metabolism as you age that it is a great predictor to whether you are going to see metabolic disease. Even in obese subjects, the more muscle mass they had, the less likely they were going to have any metabolic issues as they aged. So as I say, if you're going to be fat, you might as well be strong. So how to get the most out of your fat loss phase? First, you want to maximize muscle hypertrophy. So strength training is going to be paramount in your fat loss endeavors, and then also combining that with some cardiovascular training. I know a lot of people say you don't need to do cardio while you're in a fat loss phase. Although that may be true, a bit of extra activity helps you shift more into that fat loss phase because you're creating an energy deficit. And if you have a healthy amount of muscle mass, this is going to be like a domino effect. So how do you get stronger? This one is simple. Challenge your muscles and keep a record of your results every week. For example, if you set yourself a target of 100 push-ups a week. You want to record those results, and next week you want to improve on that number. This is where muscles adapt and your body has to build more muscle in order to meet that requirement of adaptation. If you're lifting weights, make sure you record all the weights that you are doing each week so you remember to progress and know how to progress. Over a period of time, if you look back at your results and you see you've improved how many kilograms you're lifting, how many reps you are doing for each exercise, the amount of volume you're doing versus what you're doing now is going to determine how much muscle mass you have. And most likely this is going to reflect more muscle mass. So if you're looking to lose more body fat, weight training should be at the forefront of your training regimen. Cardio can be helpful, but use that as a secondary driver for your fat loss phase. And ultimately, you want to be eating non-processed foods so your body works the way it should be, allowing all its processes to work seamlessly and making sure you're getting all the vital nutrients. If you like this kind of content, give it a like, subscribe, and have a look at all the other videos I've created to help you on your fitness journey.